Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft Glory franchise mode here in NHL 23. So in last episode, we simulated the season and we have made the playoffs again, and we are going to be taking on a tough-looking Calgary Flames team. Sure, they went 45, 30, and 7, but they actually have a pretty good roster. Obviously, because they do have a franchise player that we've seen a couple times, and we've never really played him in the playoffs because they haven't made it that much, but this top line might be one of the best top lines in the NHL. Lukowich, Knighty, and Lowry. Knighty's usually one of the best two-way forwards in the game. Lukowich is consistently over point per game, and then Lowry was brought in free agency this offseason, apparently. They also have Toivonen, who's up there for Rookie of the Year, and Numelin, who's an 89 on the second line. The rest of their forwards are pretty average, but still that top six is really nice. And then their defensive core is pretty solid. Goaltending is also pretty solid because you could literally start either of these two goaltenders and you'll have a legit starter. And they also have some okay depth, I would say. Not the best depth, but still, it's solid enough. But basically, in order for us to win this series, I think we need to shut down especially this top six, because we know Toivonen being a Rookie of the Year potentially, he's going to be really good. Kulikov, how did he do all of this season? 58 points. See, he might be a 79, but he could put up points with these top guys. So basically, we just got to find a way to shut down the top six, and we have a better chance probably at winning this series. But they have technically the better offense, the better defense. We have the better goaltending at the moment. So going to be interesting to see if we could end up beating them. But I am also going to make some line changes before we actually get into this first round, because we did see that Vigo had a 39-goal season this year, so I do want to give the guy power play time. He wasn't getting any power play time, which is kind of weird. I don't know why he's not getting thrown on the power play, but we'll throw him in instead of Glenn Cross, basically, and hope that he could score some goals on that unit, and maybe get the power play being a little bit better. It wasn't a terrible power play during the regular season, but I want him to still produce at a pretty solid level. And then penalty kill, our penalty kill was one of the worst in the league, so maybe we need to flip a couple things around, which is kind of weird that it was one of the worst. It looks okay to me on paper. Let's put Klepis here and then move House to the second unit. That's what we'll do for one change. Yeah, we'll go like that, and then we'll go House on this unit. See if that helps out the penalty kill a little bit. And we'll do the same with the three-man unit. Got to find something to make it improve a little bit, at least for the playoffs. Because if it does that bad during the playoffs, then we're not going to really have a good chance. Especially when there's a really good Flames team in terms of offense. We definitely need to find a way to shut down their power play. So there's that. And I think we're going to start Pusher for game one, even though he was the worst of the two goalies in the regular season. And if he doesn't do good in game one, then Novikov will come in, because Novikov has been consistently the better of the two goaltenders this season so far. But obviously, we could also make a lot of line changes throughout the playoffs, because technically Bobkov's a lot better than Parrott is now, which is weird. Also, Vico could get thrown into the second line if we want to as well. We can move Jansevsky up and move Claxton down if need to. There's a lot of different things we could change about this team, but for right now, this is our group going into the playoffs, and let's see what they do. Let's see if they can contain Joel Lukowich, because obviously that's the main thing. Shut him down, and maybe we have a good chance. But they do have some other threats too that we definitely need to keep quiet if possible. So here we go. Game one on home ice. We have home ice probably for most of the playoffs, considering we were the third best team in the NHL. So that's a kind of a good thing. First period of game one. Down 1-0. I mean, that's not a bad start for Pusher. If he allowed a lot more goals against him, it'd be concerning. But shots are 13-8 in favor of us, but we're down by 1 goal, as they did get a power play goal. So our penalty kill struggles continue from the regular season into the playoffs so far. That's not good, as what's his first name again? Justice, I think. Yeah, Justice Winchester, I believe, scores their opening goals. So not even one of their top guys. That's probably like their second power play unit, so that's not a good thing. If their second power play unit scoring, that means their top one kid score as well. Can we find a way to tie this game up in the second period? Second period? 2-1 us. There you go. That's good period for us. Darby scores, who hadn't really had a good regular season. He only had like 49 points, I think, this year. Maybe he had lack of power play time. I don't really know, but he didn't have the best season. And then Ricardo Hartnell gives us the lead, which is great. Ricardo's had a fantastic season. He had a 50-goal year for the second time in the last 4 seasons, so it's good to see him stepping up and helping out with the scoring. Let's see what happens in this third period. See if we can lock this game down and maybe get some insurance too, just to play it safe. Power play opportunity. We do not score. But at least it took some time off the clock. Come on, boys. Just lock this one down. Get some insurance. Because we know that top line is a threat. Power play, we do not score again. So our power play is struggling a little bit. And Foot ties the game up. That's a defenseman scoring. Lukovic hasn't even scored this game, but we're still going to overtime. So that's a bit concerning that their depth is actually doing better than I expected. Shots are 34-22 in favor of us. So their goaltenders keeping them in this game. Can we find a way to win in overtime? Come on, boys. Let's get Avery Parrott a goal. Considering this might be one of his last playoff runs. Him or Claxton, that would be awesome. Hey, we do win in overtime, and it's Ricardo Hartnell. Okay, so Ricardo Hartnell, he's a man on a mission right now. He might end up being our best player this playoff run because he broke out this year again, and he's off to a good start in the playoffs with 2 goals in the first game. So Darby from Claxton and Gamble, Hartnell from Bobkov and Leeson, and Hartnell from Keith and Danner. Also hoping that Danner has a good playoffs again because Danner had a really good regular season, so almost won the Norris. Pusher actually had a really solid game. He gets second star with a .920 save percentage. Hartnell gets first star, and Darby the third star with one of the goals as well. So we have taken game 1. That's a good start. Pretty solid defensive effort, all things considered, even though it was a pretty close game. I just hope that we could continue to shut down their top guys, because if Lukovic isn't scoring goals, they might have a higher chance of losing against us. So let's see what happens in game 2. Keep the team the exact same. Obviously, we will make changes if we end up losing really badly, but let's see what happens in game 2. See if we could take a 2-0 series lead headed to Calgary. First period, it is 3-1 for us. Holy crap. And Parrott did open the scoring, so he might be 37 years old, but Parrott could still score like crazy. He had 40 goals in the regular season. He's been a consistent playoff producer as well. He opens the scoring for us. Keith then made it 2-0. Niemi pulled them within 1, but Ricardo Hartnell has now got 3 goals in the first 2 games of the series. So we're up 3-1 after 1 with the shots 11-7. Can we find a way to just keep our foot on the gas, play good defensively, and lock this game down? Second period, still 3-1. That's actually exactly what I kind of wanted. I didn't really want us to score too much more goals because then it might just obviously dry up all of a sudden, but great defensive period to keep that 2-goal lead. We just need to keep it up in the third period, and then we're in a good spot. Shots are 19-16 in favor of Calgary, so not a lot of shots in this game for both teams, but can we find a way to lock this game down in the third period? Come on, boys, do what you did in the second. Penalty kill to start the third period, and we kill it off. And we get another penalty kill. And we get a goal right afterwards. Mikko Vico makes it 4-1. Let's go, Vico. Ricardo Hartnell scores again. Yeah, Ricardo Hartnell is on a mission right now. Makes it a 5-1 game here in game 2. And it looks like we're going to have a 2-0 series lead headed to Calgary. 6-1. Jeez, Leeson scores too. I love it. All of our lines are clicking right now, I think. And we have a 2-0 series lead. Good games as well from Pusher and Ned, so that's great because he didn't have a good playoffs last year. Parrott from Bomeister, Keith from Hartnell and Parrott, Hartnell from Danner, Vico from Bobkov and Jansevsky, Hartnell from Claxton and Leeson from Sabern and Bomeister. So a couple guys with multi-point games. And yeah, Ricardo Hartnell now has back-to-back 2-goal games to start this series. Looks like he's going to be one of those guys for us this year. At least I would say. 3 stars, Hartnell the first star, Parrott the second star, and Pusher with a 962 gets the third star. So yeah, Spencer Pusher off to a good start. Hopefully he's consistent. Because if he all of a sudden falls off, that would not be great. But having a 2-0 series lead at this point is much better than I expected. And I don't think Lukovic has had any points for Calgary yet. Then again, I haven't taken a look at their assists yet, but he definitely hasn't scored a goal yet. So hopefully we can find ways to win in Calgary too, because if we can win at least one of these 2 games in Calgary, we're setting ourselves up for a good spot. But if we win both these games, obviously, then we win the series, which would be even better. So I think we're going to keep the team the exact same. There's no reason to make any changes. We're tripling them up in score because it's 9-3 after 2 games. And Ricardo Hartnell has 4 goals, which is more goals total than the Calgary Flames does in their first 2 games. So let's keep it up. Let's keep the team the same and see if we can take a 3-0 series lead here. Come on, boys. Just do what you did on home ice. First period of Game 3 in Calgary. And it's scoreless. I'll take that. It's much better than being down by a couple goals after one. So, scoreless after first period. Shots are 10-9 in favor of Calgary. I'm liking the way Pusher's playing right now. Hopefully it just keeps up, because I know sometimes goalies can be super, super good, and then all of a sudden they could be super, super crap too. So hopefully Spencer could just play good in the second period and beyond that as well. Second period, 1-1. Okay, I'll still take that. Winchester scores for them again, so I think he's been their best player in the series, because I think that's his second goal of the series, because he scored in game 1. But Vico ties the game up for us, so Vico with 2 goals now. Liking that Vico scoring as well, because obviously Vico being a really good goal scorer in the regular season, if he does that in the playoffs, that will go a long way in terms of our depth scoring, and hopefully turning this team into being a playoff championship-like team. So we'll see what happens in this third period, see if we're able to find that lead, because we haven't had the lead yet in this game. Shots are 24-13, so we're outplaying them. Just got to find a way to get that next goal. Come on, boys. Let's get that next one. Hey, Mika Vico, power play goal. That's why I put him on the power play. He gets his second goal of the night to make it 2-1 for your Ice Tigers. We're into the final 10 minutes. Got to find a way to lock this down and get some insurance, maybe too. Penalty kill late in the game. We kill it off. Final few minutes, and Parrott gets the empty netter. And we have taken a 3-0 series lead on the Calgary Flames with 3 great defensive games and 3 pretty good offensive games. And wow. First period-wise, there was 2 fights. Madsen versus Gamble and Toivonen versus Klepis. So 2 of the young guys on our team got into fights early on, which is interesting. But Mika Vico was the best player in that game for us. He gets a goal from Yancevski and Bobkov. He gets also one from Hartnell and Bouwmeester, and then Parrott gets one from Hartnell. So Hartnell, even though he didn't score goals in this game, he picks up 2 assists. So he's had multi-point games in each of the 3 games to start the series. So Vico the first star, their goaltender got second star, and Hartnell the third star. But Spencer Pusher has been pretty locked in, and he didn't even play the full game apparently. Novikov came in for the last 17 minutes, so hopefully Pusher's not injured. But regardless, both goaltenders played good, and we got the win, which is obviously really good too. So as we've now given up only 4 goals in 3 games, our defense all of a sudden is elite. And we've also scored 12 goals in 3 games, which is an average of 4 goals a game. So offense has been good, defense has been good. Hopefully it keeps up like that, and hopefully we do not get reverse swept here. Might as well keep this exactly the same. I know this episode's pretty short so far up to this point, but might as well see if we can pull off the sweep, because everything's been going well for this team so far. Hopefully it continues into Game 4. So here we go. Game 4 in Calgary. Can we sweep the Flames? First period, it is 2-1 Calgary, so they had their best period probably in quite some time. Newman opens the scoring, Lowry scores, so their top line finally gets a goal on the power play as well. So we have been giving up a couple goals on the special teams, which I don't really like, but other than that, everything's been pretty good with this team so far. And then Parrott gets his 3rd goal of the playoffs to pull us within 1. Shots are 13-10 in favor of the Flames. Can we tie this game up in the second period? Second period, 3-1 Flames. I knew they were going to eventually probably take at least 1 game, and it seems like this one's going to be that type of game. Desbiens makes it 3-1. Shots are 25-17, so this game's not really on Pusher. The offense is just not really there for us in this one, but let's see if we can get back into this in the third. If not, we have a chance to close out the series on home ice, which would be good too, so might make some adjustments. We'll see. I don't know if I will, because I think the team has still been doing pretty good. Obviously, this is one of the worst games we've had yet, but still. Nighty makes it 4-1. Yeah, I think I'll probably just keep the team the same for the next game. If we lose 2 in a row, then I might change the goaltending or the defense up a little bit. We'll see. But there is our first loss of the playoffs as we lose 4-1. And Calgary has kind of returned to form a little bit right there. Pair it with our only goal from Bouwmeester, and guess what? Ricardo Hartnell. So Hartnell's still picking up points in every single game to start this series. And Potvins had back-to-back good games for the Flames, which is a bit concerning. I hope that he randomly just falls apart in this next game, because obviously if he can turn it on, then that would help out the Flames quite a bit. So I think I'm going to just keep everything the exact same. Yeah, look at Hartnell. He's just been a consistent player. 4 goals, 4 assists for 8 points in 4 games. Pretty awesome. Yeah, let's just keep the team the same. If there's anything that we need to make change-wise, it would be after this game if we lose it. So we'll see if our team's able to return to form where it was in the first 3 games. Come on, boys. I trust in you guys. I can see that Vico will score this game, maybe too. Let's see if he does score. First period of game number 5. 3-1 us. See, that's why you trust on the team. Oh my goodness. I said Vico. I didn't expect a first period hat trick. I saw it in my head that Vico was going to score. I have kind of telekinesis with this team. I can just read their minds or read the sim engine when somebody's about to score. But Vico has a first period hat trick in a game to maybe close out the series. But Toivonen opened the scoring for them. But then just Vico scores 2 power play goals within the span of 5 minutes. Then he scores another one 2 minutes later. Unreal. If he adds any more goals, that'd be insane. But what a first period for Mika Vico. He's up to 5 goals in the series now. So him and Hartnell have been absolute animals. Same with Parrott, actually, even for that matter. Those 3 guys, I think, have scored most of our goals this series. Let's see if we're able to maintain this lead into the third period. That would be nice. Second period, 6-2. Jeez. Okay. Well, at least our offense is back. But jeez, I didn't expect that. Parrott made it 4-1. Vico scores his 4th goal of the game to make it 5-1. That's 3 power play goals from him in this game. So our power play is doing great. Winchester scored to get them back on the board again. And Sabern scores. So the enforcer with a goal, which is pretty dope. Rauschim 28-19. Up 6-2. Let's lock this one down. Hartnell scores. Of course, Hartnell had to score since he hadn't scored yet. But literally, Vico, Parrott, and Hartnell, those 3 guys, without them, we would lose this series. But we are going to be going to the second round, which is great. Hopefully, we can continue this trend because we're on to a really good start to this playoff run so far. And who knows? If those 3 guys just keep on doing what they're doing, we could be unstoppable. And we're headed back to round 2. Final score 7-2 with the shots 36-32. What a game for Vico. Holy crap. Hartnell had a couple of assists on those goals too, which is kind of cool. So Vico from Bobkov and Hartnell times 2. And then Vico from Bobkov and Tulipov, the rookie. Parrott from Hartnell and Bomeister. Vico from Hartnell and Bobkov. Sabern from Leeson and Howes. And Hartnell from Parrott and Danner. I think Hartnell had a 5-point game. And that's exactly what he did. He had 1 goal and 4 assists. Vico had a 4-goal game. Bobkov had a 4-assist game. Parrott had 2 goals. Or not 2 goals, 2 points. A couple of guys with 1 point. But what a game for these guys. And Vico had 4 goals on 5 shots. He was shooting 80% in that game. That is unreal. 938 save percentage for Pusher. Everything was great in that series. Our goaltending, our defense, our offense. I love it. Vigo the first star, Hartnell the second star, and Bobkov the 3rd. What a game. What a game. And we're headed to round 2. And I don't know if Lukovic even really picked up any points for the Flames in that series. I got to take a look at that. But let's take a look at our player stats after round 1. What a series that was for us offensively. That might be one of the best series we've ever had offensively in the first round. Like Hartnell, 13 points in 5 games. That's insane. Parrott was over point per game, 6 points. Leeson was around point per game. Heath and Claxton a little bit quiet, but that's okay. They could wake up a little bit. Vico, 7 goals in 5 games. Obviously, 4 of those coming in that last game. He was shooting 50% in the first round. Oh my goodness. What was Hartnell shooting in the first round? 26.3%. Wow. That is crazy. Bobkov had 7 assists. Obviously, 4 of those assists came in that last game. Sabern had 2 points as an enforcer with only 1 shot on goal over 5 games. But one of them, that only shot was a goal. It's funny. Jansevsky, 2 points. Darby only had 1 goal. And Gamble had 1 assist. So a couple of guys didn't really do that well. But other than that, pretty solid numbers. Glenn Cross had no points, but +3. Defensively, Bomeister was great, 5 assists. Danner was great. Tulipov and House had 1 assist. And Kleppis and Smith-Pelly were just more defensive options. Goaltending-wise, Pusher was phenomenal. A 923 save percentage and a 208. And Novikov played 17 minutes and didn't allow a single goal. So everything is positive about that first round for me. No problems whatsoever. The question is, how did the Flames guys do? Because I am curious about their franchise guy. Did he do anything? He had 2 assists in 5 games. Wow. So yeah, this guy didn't score a single goal against us. And he's getting paid, how much? $16 million. GG's there, man. And a lot of their guys were trash in terms of plus minus because our team ripped them to shreds. Their goaltending was terrible as well. Let's go. We're off to round 2. Let's see, who are we playing in round 2? Who is it going to be? And hopefully we could just continue on this pace. Hopefully it doesn't drop off out of nowhere. We're going to be taking on the San Jose Sharks. They went 49-31-2. So another team that finished a little bit below us. Winner of the series will face either Colorado or Minnesota. And then in the East, you have the Rangers and Flyers. Florida, who won the Cup last year against Montreal. Let's take a look at the team that we're going up against in the San Jose Sharks. Actually, how they did in the regular season and in the playoffs so far. And then we'll take a look at their roster. So they were 6 points behind us in our division. So not a huge point differential. Our offense was much better. Their defense was better. Their power play was much worse. And their penalty kill was much better. So they're a better defensive team. We're a better offensive team. Basically that. And then in the playoffs so far, how has it been for San Jose? Sort by wins here. They won in 7 games over whoever they played. They were scoring 3.29 goals per game. We were scoring 4 goals a game. We were giving up 2 goals a game. They were giving up 3.14. So they're not doing too well defensively. They literally almost allowed the same amount of goals as they scored in the first round. So they literally just barely scraped by. Their power play has been pretty good, but ours has as well. And penalty kill wise, our penalty kill has been pretty similar to theirs too. So going to be interesting. They aren't as good of a team on home ice, but they've been really good on the road so far. So let's take a look at that roster, because I don't think we've played the Sharks that much in the series, if we have even at all. So might as well take a look at what their roster is looking like. So San Jose, first line has Gustav Skrebishkov. What a name. GG. That's his initials. So good game, apparently. Jean Boumedienne and Viktor Kravchenko. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these players, really. Second line, Dmitry Kapitanov. Caleb Regier, Regier? I don't even know how that last name's pronounced, but Regier maybe. And Johnny Atkinson. Third line, Nathaniel Wyman, Elias Bloodhoff, and Stu Rasmussen. And a fourth line of Frank Albrecht, Vince Burke, and Chase Pekka. Defensively, they have Gustav Suglobov, who's 39 years old and still playing as a top 4 defenseman for them. They also have Oscar Forsstrom, Keegan McDermott, Dean Sharp, Patrick Salvador, and Dean Leach. Yeah, I don't really recognize any of these guys. Defense is not really that great. The offense is okay. But yeah, not the best looking team so far. But goaltending wise, they have Elliot Kawachi. I do recognize him. Yeah, from Buffalo. This guy has been an okay goaltender in terms of career numbers. This last season, he had a really good year, actually. And playoff-wise, so far, he hasn't been that good. So that's a good thing for us. And their backup is Rudy Agostino, the long-lost cousin of Tyler Agostino, channel legend. And then depth-wise, they have Philip Stajan and Dave Bitts. Yeah, I don't know really what to make of their team. Let me take a look at their top line. 40 goals season. This is the first year for Grabeshkov in San Jose. How is Boumedienne? Yeah, I don't really like the looks of their team in terms of offense. Like, their top guys had 70-point seasons. They must be in the playoffs for, like, the first time in quite some time. Like, who has been here their entire career at this point? Let me just take a look and see if there's anybody that's been here since, like, the beginning almost of the Sharks. No. Oh, there's somebody. Chase Peck has been there for quite some time. How long has it been since he played in the playoffs? This year he's played. Last year they made the playoffs, and then they made in 2041, and then also in 2039. So actually they have been making the playoffs, but we just never really played them that much. Huh. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft to Glory franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll take it to round 2 against the San Jose Sharks as we look to continue on our momentum and hopefully get ourselves to that conference finals again. Say anything down below, and I'll see you guys next time.